Hello, I'm Duane, the host and producer of the Discover Montcalm Podcast, and today I'm doing something a little more out of the ordinary. I'm totally winging it. I have Kara Stevens in the studio with us, and we're just going to chat about Montcalm County right after this.
We would like to thank M1063, WGLM, FM, M1063.com. West Michigan Technology and Design Solutions is your local source for managed IT, websites design and hosting. Check them out at WMTDS.com. At Business Growth Engine, Stephen and his team support businesses through automation and streamlined processes. Go to buildergrowthengine.com. DW Video transfers your home movies, slides, audio, and videotapes to digital. They produce and design websites, create business and social media videos, TV commercials, and family storytelling videos. Visit dwvideo.com to learn more. Welcome to the Discover Montcalm Podcast, where we are going to look at the communities, the businesses, the attractions, and the people that make up Montcalm County. Here is your podcast host, Duane Weed.
Hello, and welcome back to the Discover Montcalm Podcast. As you can see, Kara has joined me today.
Hello.
And today we are just going to have a conversation.
Oh.
So you're out and about. You've got your nice car that's all kind of painted up.
The billboard. Yeah.
The billboard, the driving billboard. Where are some places that you've been with that recently?
Well, let's see. I stopped into Michael's Pizzeria lately. He's a new business opening up in Gowan. Yep, Gowan. Where else have I been? Let's see.
You've been at some festivals too,
Oh, of course.
in the past.
Yep, Sheridan Spring Fest. We just were there for the car show. Tri Greenville Triathlon. We were there. That's always fun. Watching the kids
Now,
do the triathlon. I'm not an athlete for that one.
You'll wave the flag?
No, we play the music.
Oh, you play the music?
Yeah, we play the music.
Play the music.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it. Cheer people in. Yay,
Yeah.
keep going.
We're just entering into June at the time of this recording, and I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to put it out there, but things that are happening over the summer, June, July, August. What are some things coming up that you personally might be involved in, or things that people should be aware of happening?
Well, the farmers markets are big. It's always good. Montcalm County, it's a big agricultural area.
Yes.
All the farmers markets that pop up. That's the best place to get your produce, get your plants if you want to plant plants, for your own garden. I love the farmers markets, all the artisan made bakeries that pop up, all the candles, all the soaps and things like that people are making right here in Montcalm County and
I know
selling in our backyards.
Pearson has a Friday night. I don't know exactly when they're going to start up, but you want to check out Pearson Township for that. I know there's Greenville and all the different communities around Montcalm County
Edmore,
have all these.
Farmers markets.
A great place to go, and they're not always produce.
Right.
As you said, candles.
Yeah, flowers. I mean, even vases and things that they make, and bracelets.
Yeah.
Everything, jewelry, anything you can think of, you'll find it.
It's nice that we grow up, or that we live here in a community that, for all practical purposes, small town.
Mm-hmm.
All of the communities in this county have that hometown feel. Now, they each have a little differences.
Sure.
The one thing that I noticed about this podcast, and I didn't realize it until I started doing it, is that M66 seems to be a dividing line.
Kind of, but
and
it's
I don't
not.
mean like Mason-Dixon.
Right.
I don't mean,
Well, as you go to the east or the west, to go to the big cities at that point, the big towns.
Yeah, we're on the west side. You tend to maybe go more toward
Grand Rapids.
You get on the east side. It's Lansing. It's Ionia. It's
Mount Pleasant,
it's
Lansing,
Mount Pleasant.
Alma.
Yeah, and that's
Which
kind
makes
of
sense. It's closer if you're thinking that way. Yeah,
it is. What are some things that now we're coming into the summer months? What does Kara like to do for fun?
Oh, I like to go camping. I like to get on the water. I like always on the water. Just floating. Even if I'll go out to the Flat River, like right down by where, what's the museum right there?
Oh, the Flat River Museum?
Yeah, right there. Right down there's a path right there. You go on the path. There's the baseball fields right there. I just take a chair and sit in the river and just hang out.
Oh, just kind of
Say
enjoy.
hi to people as they go by.
Talk to people,
Well,
communicate.
Throw balloons, water balloons.
Yeah.
I like to start trouble, so that's what I like to do. What do you like to do?
It's interesting. My wife and I will travel around, not just Montcalm, but we'll travel around Michigan.
Well, I like festivals too, and I like that a lot of festivals are starting to come to Montcalm County.
Give me an example.
Well, like Buses by the Beach is now right here in Trufant.
Okay.
Smiling Acres, they've been going on for a while now, but that just started out as a backyard party for families for 4th of July.
I interviewed them.
That's what I thought.
Them, so,
and they host other events.
Right.
Like, what do they have? Oh, I don't know. Hippie Fest is right near them. I don't know that they're the ones that host it, but
Hippie
there's
Fest,
that going on.
I think, is up on 46, just
somewhere
outside
over
of
there.
Howard City.
But there's all kinds of little festivals and things coming to town, all the different fairs. I think Carson City Frontier Days is coming up soon. We just had Sheridan. They do their Memorial Festival every year. So that's how we kick off our season, I guess, of festivals, because it seems like one weekend after another we're somewhere. We went from Sheridan to Tri Greenville. This weekend I think I have off, so I'm going to go up north and hang out with my daughter and do some family stuff and then come back and get right back into it. I know Carson City's coming up. Lakeview's coming up.
Yeah,
Stanton, Edmore,
The other hat that I wear is teaching over at the Montcalm Area Career Center, and we just had our last day yesterday at the time of this recording.
So we should be playing Alice Cooper then, right? School's out?
Yeah, school's out. The thing is, for me now, is focusing on the podcast, hoping that people out there that have a story to tell, let's get them in. I've got time this summer. Let's get a backlog of them.
Have you noticed that the big house on County Farm Road?
Oh, yeah.
They purchased that, and they were doing some remodeling, and they got like the back little cottage done. I saw on Facebook that's up for sale again.
It's okay.
So that could be a huge opportunity for somebody to, I don't know, build apartments, have just about anything at that location would be cool.
It just takes a person with a vision, and they have to have some money.
A little bit of money, yep. Creativity, money.
But it would be great to get somebody on the show here to talk
about that.
Yeah,
for sure.
There are so many stories here in Montcalm County that, reach out to us. Reach out to Kara at the radio station. Reach out to me here at DW Video.
And sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but just I think about these things. Like last year when we were at the Edmore Car Festival, or the car show for the festival, Potato Festival, I went to the museum because they had the sign saying, museum's open today, when it's usually only open on, certain days. It was the coolest thing I'd seen. It's a church that they turned into a museum, and there is just so much cool history in every one of our little towns in Montcalm County and touching counties.
And that history is, I'd like to talk. You would like, we can bring them in. All of these museums throughout the county, come in, tell us about it.
It's knowledge. And I mean, just like back in the day, they used to keep loved ones' hair and put it on a pocket watch and just make things out. They have all that there. And it's just things you don't know.
The Flat River Museum, I'd love to have
museum.
them. I mean,
oh my goodness.
They're everywhere.
And I think they were just part of a really good documentary. I want to say it's out in Denmark or somewhere about Fred Meyer.
Okay.
It's in Dutch and all that, but would that be a cool thing to talk about and have them come on and let's take a tour of the museum and see what they were looking at? They did footage of the trail, footage of like Frederick Meyer's first store was in Greenville, the little right downtown, the first little grocery store, and now look at it. So, I mean, there's so much here that a lot of people don't know about because nobody's ever exposed them to it.
Well, and
we all get in our own little circles.
That's what the reason behind why Discover Montcalm is, I don't know everybody. Mm-hmm. You don't know everybody. Together, we've been bringing different people on the podcast, which I think is important. But there's so many more out there.
Have you had Anderson Girls on?
Nope.
I mean, that's a free petting zoo right in your own backyard.
Yeah. Well, the breweries, the restaurants, the consignment shops, all of them are welcome.
Let's talk.
I know that we've done a few around, the Howard City area, but and that's all right because that's where I live and it's
that's
close.
who sure.
However, the whole idea is what's happening in Carson, in Vesterberg, in Sheridan, in Crystal,
Edmore, Stanton, everywhere.
All of those,
Truthful.
Come on. And this summer would be a great opportunity, even if your festival is already happening.
Or it's going to happen next year.
Village managers, city managers.
Please. Even in Greenville, like they redid the parking lot at Jackson's Landing, so that's all nice. They got the little roundabout. I think we're the only area that has 3 different walking trails converging at one place.
Okay.
So that's kind of cool.
Well, and it's kind of cool over on this side. The White Pine Trail is now paved from Comstock Park down by the ball field all the way up to Cadillac.
No kidding.
It's 100% paved all the way up.
I can dig it.
So
I don't know that I'm going to go that far, but it's just nice to have it.
I remember when I first started biking, because I was way out of shape, how
you were going for the paved trails, yeah.
And for me, I'd get out on that trail because the coal bed, and it was like, oh, this is a lot of work. Mm-hmm. Well, now I find that it's paved. I'm on it more.
More stamina because you're not battling to stay balanced. Sure.
My bass player and I will meet up here at the church just south of me, and we'll hop on and we'll go. Okay, where are we going? South, north? Which direction? And it's nice that it's so close. Now the same thing in Greenville. Mm-hmm. You've got the different trails.
Yep. The Fred Meyer,
emerging. They're walking. Who's in charge of that? Let's talk about them.
Yeah.
Let's
Who
have them
in
on.
charge of that?
Well, I think every township has something to say about what's happening. I think it's more on a state level. But
who knows?
Let's get somebody in here from the state to say,
this is how it works. This is how it how do you do the miles? These miles are cleaned up and dedicated and owned by like the Boy Scouts of America or whatever,
Well, I remember a few years ago when, before it got all paved, Howard City paved within Howard City.
So it's up to
so they went out, got a special grant, and they raised money, and they did what they needed to do to make that happen. But that's happening in every community. Mm-hmm. There's something in every community that's going on, and it would be nice to get these people in and have them talk. And I see that you got
another idea. Yeah, it's like Applewood Kitchen. I want to talk to them. I want to talk to the new church that's right there by Fruhaven. I want to know what's going on out there because I haven't been out there yet. So we want to. And if I haven't been there, and you probably haven't been there, so
no.
There's lots of people that haven't been there. Let's talk about it.
We haven't talked to them at all.
Let's talk.
It's, and I know there's a church there. Mm-hmm. You said that the old Meyer.
Speaking of Meyer and churches, I heard that there's a mega church going in there, which is going to be great. I mean, that side of town, that area, see, it's how the west side's kind of picked up. The north end of Greenville, kind of going by the wayside.
Now, is it where we announce it here first, or we're thinking that you've heard it down the
I'm all about rumors. I can't be, I can't be held accountable for anything I say.
So fact check that one.
Yeah, fact check everything I say.
There's so much happening, and I know that, coming off the school year, a lot of my students were looking at jobs, trying to find jobs, and, businesses that are all around these communities, it'd be nice if they could come in and say, hey, we have part-time jobs available.
We have opportunities. We have opportunity for younger people to come and learn about these things if they're interested, because that's really how you're going to find out what you want to do in life anyway. You have to have a little bit of experience in touching these things and saying, oh, I guess I don't want to be a vet. I can't handle that. You know what I mean? So
well, and for me, I think that the good Lord knew that He needed me somewhere else in 2020. I'm still running my business. We're 41 years into it.
Sure.
Still doing things, but
the kids needed you.
Well, I need the kids.
And you need the kids. Yeah.
It's a two-way street, because for me, there's a purpose. Mm-hmm. I've had to wear a different hat. I'd done a couple semesters at Ferris. I did a little 7 years down at Greenville doing a special 7th-hour class. But the one thing that I noticed that they all had in common, and I'm really seeing it here, especially as this program's growing and I'm seeing more kids come through, is self-esteem, confidence, learning about how to do a presentation, and that's one thing that I've noticed about the Career Center is that it is a place, no matter what program you're in, is to help gain that confidence, and, to get up and know that,
this is what I want to do.
Well, and even if you don't, it's a great try it before you buy it.
Yep. And to be able to provide that, and see the spark in somebody's eye when it finally clicks, In
my class, when that light bulb goes off, and I saw it back when I was in Greenville. Yeah, when I was back in Greenville as well, working with the multi-camera production crew that we were doing. I think that last year that I was there, we did like 140 productions.
That's a lot.
This was in Greenville, and there was probably half of them that were in the auditorium, and then the other half were things that we were going out and doing live.
Sure.
But one of the cool things is when you see the light go on, when they finally get it. They come in thinking,
this is what I want to do.
Or,
this is what I don't want to do.
What a great side hustle. Mm-hmm. What a great side hustle. And I think we've seen it in businesses too.
Yep. And the confidence. And it's like, oh, I can do this. Just like when going on in your advisory boards and stuff like that and seeing some of the students, how they just blossom.
Yeah. It was great that you had that opportunity and we had Riley speak to the board that day, the advisory board. It was nice to see the confidence because go back 2 years, that's a different person.
Mm-hmm. And with Toby helping me out with the graphics and stuff like that at the radio station, she's doing a phenomenal job too.
It's remarkable that when given opportunities there. So as we kind of wrap this up, anything that you can think of coming up the next 3 months over the summer that I know you can check with the radio station. Your website at the station is?
M1063.com.
You can check there. They've got a lot of the festivals and that kind of stuff happening.
You can call and text 616-754-1063 if you have questions, and we'll do our best to not point you in the wrong direction.
Well, we all try to help. It's a big community.
Yep.
And
I'll get you close. How about that?
And I've got a lot of connections, and I tell people the same thing. I can get you close, but I can't do it for you because I don't know all, but I know somebody who knows somebody who can do it.
That's what I like to say too, even when I'm going out and trying to talk to people about marketing and things like that. It's like, I don't know if we can help you or not. We got to talk about it first. And if we don't fit as far as advertising together, I bet you if you need something and you call me, I probably know somebody. So
it's making a connection.
It's a community, everybody helping each other.
Networking has gotten me more places. And it wasn't the fact that the person that I talked to at the event was the person I ended up working with.
Right.
But they knew somebody that I didn't know that they knew.
Yep.
And it's like, whoa. And that's just life. That's general.
Life, yeah.
That's some good stuff. So thank you for sitting down today and just kind of rambling. Today was kind of a ramble episode.
That's my day every day.
But, it's an opportunity to say, hey, there's a lot of good things happening here in Montcalm County. And we've been talking about going out beyond Montcalm County.
And that's the thing about Montcalm County, too, because if you live here, if you're from here, there are so many things around us that we can check out and be involved with and benefit from. So maybe we'll elbow up to some other counties around here, too.
I think we really should. So on that note, you can find Discover Montcalm Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, on Pandora, Apple, as well as iHeart. You can Google Discover Montcalm Podcast. Go to discovermontcalmpodcast.com, and you can check out all of the episodes. Share it. I've been running into people. It's been really kind of cool. They're going, hey, we've been seeing this. It was really nice checking this out. And it's, it's nice to know. But anybody out there that has or knows somebody.
Yeah, tell us a story. Even if it's not your story, somebody else that has a really good story, let us know and we'll track them down.
Yeah, it's all about getting it out there. And on that note, remember to buy and shop locally.
That's right.
Connect and follow the Discover Montcalm Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Check out all our episodes at discovermontcalmpodcast.com. We look forward to featuring your business, community, nonprofit, events, and more. Contact Duane at 231-250-9624, 231-250-9624. Thank you for tuning in and following the Discover Montcalm Podcast.